Good evening, everyone. I have decided to start a YouTube channel on how to use the Instant Pot. As a mom who is always on the go with 4 kids, I realized how tough it is to create a meal that everyone will eat quick. So I have talked to so many individuals and they've all said, I have an Instant Pot, but it's just on the shelf. I'm just very intimidated by it. Or that's gonna explode, and is that safe for my children to be around? So I'm gonna show you that an Instant Pot is a pressure cooker, but at the same time, it's not as dangerous as the pressure cooker that was used 20 and 30 years ago. This has been completely reinvented and is pretty safe. I mean, there are times where steam could burn individuals, but you don't get near those areas. So I just wanna create a really easy recipe that is prepared very quickly, and most people like them. Tonight I'm doing Instant Pot Spaghetti. All it has is 8 ingredients, and you cook it all in one pot and at the same time. So it's super quick. It's very delicious. It's better than just any ordinary spaghetti because the flavor of the spaghetti sauce is already in the noodles and it's all mixed together. So we'll get started here in just a second. Okay, so like I said, this is a super easy recipe. And so we're gonna start off by browning our ground beef, and it's actually in the Instant Pot. And you use the saute mode. You can see all the different selections down either side of my screen that you can utilize, but I'm only gonna use 2 for this recipe. One is the saute function, and then the other is the pressure cook function. So we're gonna start off by sauteing the ground beef on normal. There are 3 levels to saute, but today we only need normal. There is saute normal, more, and less. So press the button and you can see that it says normal, and it will start heating up just like your skillet will when you put it on the stove top. It'll start heating up and the ground beef will start sizzling. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the ground beef. I had to thaw it out in the microwave because I buy them in bulk so that I have 2 weeks planned for meals. So I'm thawing it now. I've already thawed it, and so now we're gonna brown it. So we'll start hearing it sizzle in just a minute. Okay, so we've got our meat starting to cook now. So we're gonna add in a ½ teaspoon of salt, garlic powder, onion powder, and Italian seasoning. So I'm just gonna add the salt. Garlic powder. These are most items that everybody has in their kitchen. So this is a good recipe to start with because it's simple. You have most of the items, and it's most families' favorite. And it's not very expensive to cook. So we're gonna brown this ground beef, and we're just gonna keep browning it until all the meat in here is completely brown. And then we're gonna drain off the fat. Okay, now we're on the 8-minute countdown. The Instant Pot has come to pressure, so we are waiting for it to cook for 8 minutes. You can see that the valve on top has risen, so that means it's fully pressurized in there. At this point, do not open your Instant Pot. Okay, the pot is done cooking. So you can see now that it has 0 on the timer. So now some recipes are going to tell you to do manual pressure, which is you're releasing the steam valve yourself, or it's going to tell you to do natural release, and that's just where you let it come down from the pressure all by itself. That does take some time, and the reason that some recipes call for that is it's actually extra cooking time because everything's still cooking while it's still under pressure. So when I release this valve, I always pull it away from my cabinets so that the steam does not steam up my cabinets, because wood does not like a lot of moisture. So I will back this away from my cabinet, and you want to step away from it because it is going to release steam. And do not put your hand directly on the steam or your face. This is not for facials. So I'm going to release the pressure. And it will just take a short amount of time for it to come down. And once it has depressurized, you will see that this valve that is standing up here, it will go down as well. And while we're waiting on that, there is a timer that is counting up here, so it kind of lets you know how long it has been on the warm mode. Once you have used a cooking mode, when the time stops, it goes to warm. It is no longer in a cooking mode, it is in a warm mode only. So it will count up from there, and it usually only stays in the warm mode for an hour. But you can see there are so many different uses for the Instant Pot. You can use this as a slow cooker. There's an egg mode, there's a rice mode, there's a yogurt mode. There are different things. I use mostly the saute and the pressure cook mode. Those are my two most used. I have used the crock pot mode just a couple of times, but mostly for pressure cook because it's so fast. And most anything cooked in a crock pot can be cooked in here. You just have to kind of figure out the amount of time that it's going to take in the pressure cooker compared to the crock pot. Okay, so now the Instant Pot has depressurized, and you can tell because this little valve is now down. Can you see it? So it's safe to open your Instant Pot now. Okay, so a little trick that I didn't know until not very long ago, but this is where you're supposed to store your lid. It sits right there. You don't have to find a spot on your countertop or in your sink. You can just put it in one of the holes and it holds it for you. So you can see that everything has been blended well. So now we're going to stir the spaghetti. We're going to get everything, and this is really hot now, so if you touch that, you're going to want to have something to touch with. Hang on. Okay. So you're going to want to stir everything really well. You can break apart any noodles that have stuck together. I'm splashing it everywhere. Okay, so now the spaghetti is mixed together well. What I like to do now is I let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes so that it can let off a little bit of the steam that's in the spaghetti. It'll soak up a little bit more of the juices, and then it is ready to go. You can pair it with anything like a salad or green beans, something really simple that doesn't take very much time, and you're ready to go. So this is the Instant Pot Spaghetti recipe. This is a good first-timer recipe, very simple. And a good way to start off using your Instant Pot or any other kind of pressure cooker that you might purchase. So hopefully I'll be posting more videos in the future, but thank you for watching and hope to see you soon.